have one tip, one suggestion, one practice, one key essential offering that I have for you. And it literally comes down to one thing. One thing. Okay, if you are out there in a human body, this pertains to you, what I'm about to share. Okay, I am asked the question constantly, what can I do in my life to thrive? What is one thing I can do to assure that I'm headed in the right direction? What is that one thing I'm going to share with you? What is this offering from my heart to yours that is 110%, I can say this with utmost clarity, without a shadow of a doubt. It is the common denominator between everything I have ever studied, everything I've ever practiced. It always comes back to this. Meditation. Like we should hear the birds flying and chirping right now and the music playing. If you don't have a meditation practice or a stillness practice or a contemplation practice or a presence practice or a breathing practice, whatever you want to call it, some kind of practice that brings you into a state of total stillness, and you're wondering why you feel stressed a lot of the time, this is probably why. So the good news is there is a solution. And there is no bad news. You're the good news. You have the power in your hands to create a meditation, a stillness, a presence practice in your life right here, right now. So right now you're watching me on this video and you're thinking and perhaps sizing me up, judging me, loving me, not loving me, whatever thought forms are running in and out of your head. So let's just take a moment and practice meditation. What is meditation? Some people have this notion that meditation is sitting in lotus position and silencing the mind. Yes, ideally we are reaching a state of stillness and silence in the mind, because when our mind is still, we're able to see clearly. Our nervous system relaxes, and the thriving energy that is our true nature, that lives at the core of our being, what I call the diamond self, that pure presence, that unshakable, unbreakable, powerful, radiant, prosperous presence that lives inside of you, it lives inside of me, it lives inside of every single one of us, that brilliance, that light, that magnificence. We attune with it by dropping the baggage of thought and movement and heaviness and worry and doubt and fear. And the easiest way to really step into that place of meditation or stillness, presence, is through the breath. You can just take a breath with me here and focus your awareness on one thing. Maybe it is watching this video, focusing on your breath, just inhaling and exhaling. And focusing your eyes maybe on my eyes. Ideally, the way I practice is with a flower or a candle at eye level, and just taking time out every day to focus your attention, because really meditation is just focused awareness. When we're up here thinking, judging, planning the future, thinking about the past, wondering about what's going to happen, trying to zoom into the future of our day because we're worried that it's not going to go well, or we have to get things done in order for it to go well, that's all great and it's all important and essential. That's how we function in the world. But as soon as we wake up in the morning, a lot of people say to me, Veronica, I wake up in the morning and I feel immediately a churning in my stomach or discomfort or worry and not wanting to get out of bed and just fear, paralyzed by fear. So many people feel this way. As soon as we wake up out of our dream state, It's a different level of consciousness. When we open our eyes, we arrive back into our human bodies, into our human stories, into our human lives, which is a much denser form. So it's totally normal and okay to feel that fear and paralysis of, just a stuckness or anger or sadness, those heavier emotions. It's totally normal. It's absolutely part of the journey. And the power is in your hands and in my hands to make a choice for that one process, that one practice called meditation, presence, some kind of spiritual practice where you go into yourself first and foremost, especially in the morning, to begin your day that way and to end the day that way. Meditation has been around for thousands of years. It's why these practices from yoga, they stick around. They don't die off, because our biology, in order to flourish and in order to relax into our full potential, we have to find that stillness inside. It's really that simple. And even looking at this video, are you willing to be present here with me? And then I ask myself, how long can I be silent without that part of me taking over that wants to fill the space, that fears the silence? That power within you can't come out, and it wants to express itself through you. It is yearning, hungry, wanting to come out into the world. And all you have to do, and I have to do, is go, I am done. I don't care anymore. What is the worst thing that can happen if I stop for 30 minutes today and tell everyone, if you can't respect that, that's your issue. If people can't respect what you need, then that is their issue. This took me a really long time to realize. Now, if you can't ask for what you need, then that's your issue. If you can't take care of you by simply loving yourself for 30 minutes a day, 20 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day, of taking one hand, putting it on your heart, the other hand on your belly, and just breathing, saying, I don't have all the answers. I have all these feelings coming up. I'm scared. I don't really know why or what or how, but I know that I'm worthy of this now, this breath. I'm just choosing to breathe, choosing to focus my awareness into a more relaxed state of being. You are so worthy of revealing who you really are into this world. And meditation is the doorway in. Literally. Go sit outside and stare at a flower. Lay on the grass, look up at a tree for 10 minutes. Ideally half an hour. Half an hour to get through, because a lot of that frenetic energy keeps going and going and going and going. But eventually, as we let it all move, let it all slip by, like, oh, there's a feeling, and you'll notice, okay, I gotta get up now. Open up to that feeling, but don't get up. Just be with that feeling. What is that feeling? It's a feeling of, if I don't get up now, I'm never gonna get this done, and I have to get that done, and if I forget, then that person's gonna be mad at me. Okay, that's what's pulling me out of myself. I really hear the fear, I feel the fear. And let it move by as if you are at the bottom of a lake watching fish swim by. None of those thoughts, none of those feelings are you. They're just part of the story, part of the distraction from who you really are. I really want to get this message out to people, because especially today in these changing times, it's going to be more and more important that we find that still point inside, because the surface, Our lives, our world is changing at a very fast pace right now, and it can be very magnetic. It can pull us into the swirl. So we need to be the change. We need to be the peace. We need to be the love and the oneness. And it's not going to happen by getting lost in the world. It's only going to happen by awakening to our true power. And it lives inside, as you know.